Easy and Slow Storytelling with Warren Buffett. People often ask how one person became a symbol of patience. In a world obsessed with speed, they wonder how someone who avoids headlines still shapes global markets. They ask why Warren Buffett still matters today. Most people think of Warren Buffett as a quiet billionaire from Omaha. A man who drinks Coke and eats fast food. Someone who just buys stocks and waits. But that image hides the real story. Buffett is not just an investor. He is a system thinker, a capital allocator, and a student of human behavior. To understand Warren Buffett, you have to understand time, and how differently he sees it from almost everyone else. Buffett was born during the Great Depression. Money was scarce, fear was common, and survival mattered more than ambition. His father was a stockbroker and a congressman. Markets were dinner table conversations. Stocks were not numbers on a screen. They were pieces of real businesses. As a child, Buffett delivered newspapers, sold gum, ran pinball machines in barber shops. He counted every dollar and remembered every mistake. Early on, he learned a simple truth. Making money was not about excitement. It was about discipline. In college, Buffett studied under Benjamin Graham, the father of value investing. Graham taught him to look for bargains. Companies trading below what they were worth. A margin of safety. Buffett absorbed this idea completely. But something still felt incomplete. Cheap companies were not always great businesses. Some were cheap for a reason. After graduation, Buffett started investing on his own. Running small partnerships. Managing other people's money. Beating the market consistently. By his early 30s, he was already wealthy, but also restless. The system felt limited. The opportunities felt temporary. Then came a turning point. A company called Berkshire Hathaway. Originally a struggling textile business. Outdated factories. Falling demand. No future in textiles. Buffett bought it anyway. At first, it seemed like a mistake. The business kept losing money. The economics were broken. The industry was dying. But Berkshire became something else. A shell. A structure. A vehicle for capital allocation. Buffett stopped trying to save the textile business. Instead, he used the company to buy other businesses. Insurance companies. Consumer brands. Cash-generating machines. This was the shift. From bargain hunting to business ownership. From stocks as trades to companies as long-term partners. He learned that great businesses, with strong brands, pricing power, and loyal customers, were worth paying up for. This idea changed everything. Buffett was no longer just avoiding risk. He was compounding quality. Insurance became the engine. Premiums collected up front. Claims paid later. This created float. Money he could invest. before it had to be returned. Float gave Buffett time and scale and leverage without debt. Companies like Geico, and later, entirely owned subsidiaries, fed the system. Coca-Cola, American Express, See's Candies. Businesses people trusted. Businesses people returned to. Again and again. Buffett focused on simplicity. If he couldn't understand it, he passed. No tech hype. No complex derivatives. No chasing trends. This restraint was misunderstood. People called him outdated, too conservative, behind the times. Then came the tech boom. In the late 90s, Buffett avoided internet stocks. He said he didn't understand them. Markets exploded without him. For a while, he looked wrong, very wrong. Then the bubble burst. Companies vanished. Fortunes disappeared. Buffett survived, largely untouched. This reinforced his philosophy. You don't need to swing at every pitch. You just need to wait for the right one. Over decades, Berkshire Hathaway grew from millions to billions to hundreds of billions. Buffett's letters to shareholders became required reading. Clear language, honest mistakes, no jargon. He admitted errors, like buying airlines, selling winners too early, holding onto losers too long. Transparency became part of the brand. Trust compounded alongside capital. As Buffett aged, succession became a question. Could Berkshire survive without him? Was the system dependent on one mind? Buffett addressed this openly. Decentralized management, strong incentives, independent operators, minimal interference. He trusted people, and then let them work. In recent years, Buffett surprised many by investing in technology, not startups, but platforms with durable advantages. Like Apple, he didn't see Apple as tech. He saw it as a consumer brand, with an ecosystem and emotional loyalty. This showed something important. Buffett wasn't rigid. He was principled. When understanding arrived, so did action. Today, Warren Buffett is more than an investor. He is a reference point, a counterweight to noise, a reminder that patience can outperform brilliance. But his approach is not without criticism. Some say his size limits flexibility. That Berkshire is too big to outperform. That opportunities are fewer. Others argue that his methods worked in a different era, with less competition and slower markets. And there is the human risk. Buffett is not immortal. Leadership transitions always carry uncertainty, even in the best systems. Yet, the core lesson remains. Time is the ultimate advantage. Character matters, and understanding beats prediction. Warren Buffett never promised excitement. He promised consistency, and over a lifetime, that proved more powerful. The question now is not whether Buffett was great. That is already answered. The real question is, in a world moving faster every year, who will still have the patience to think like him?